Eternal Darkness has 3 main stats that correlate with its 3 main ancients. We have health, represented by the color red, and connected to Chattur'gha, who symbolizes power and physical strength. Magic, represented by the color blue, connected to Uyaoth, related to intelligence and planes of existence. Finally, we have sanity, represented by the color green, dominated by Zelota, who reigns over emotions, soul, and psyche. The whole game mechanics work around managing these 3 stats. If you run out of health, you die. You need magic in order to cast spells. And when you have low sanity, you go insane. But that doesn't paint the whole picture for the gameplay experience. If you play this game, you know we are missing one piece on this stat puzzle, one that ends up being annoying for a lot of players. Let's talk about Eternal Darkness' hidden stat, Stamina. Stamina is what allows your character to make physical actions properly. In particular, allows you to run and do combo attacks. If your stamina is low, your character gets tired, he'll start panting and you'll see a much slower running animation. It is treated as just another stat in the game, just hidden from the player. There's actually a debug feature that shows your stamina bar. With this you can see how it depletes and replenishes in real time. You probably noticed that some characters don't get tired as much as others. This is because not everyone has the same amount of stamina. Now, unlike other stats, there isn't as much variety. Most characters have what I'm gonna call normal stamina, specifically 10,000. There are 3 characters that have high stamina: Karim, Michael, and Maximilian. They have triple the amount of the rest, 30,000. This amount is so high that you are very likely to never see these characters tired. Let's put some numbers into these to fully understand how it works. Your character always starts with full stamina at the beginning of the chapter. Every single frame, the game checks what your player is currently doing and modifies stamina accordingly. You'll lose 8 stamina when you run. You'll recover 10 when walking, and recover 20 while standing still and sneaking. Because of this, as a general rule, you should sneak with your character when you want to recover stamina. Sneaking recovers double the amount of walking, and it has more than half of its speed. There's one exception to this though, which is Roberto, whose sneaking animation is just too slow. This is the only character where it's more efficient to just walk for stamina. The other action that depletes stamina is combo attacks. Combos are performed when repeatedly pressing the A button without having a specific target. That means without holding R. They can only be performed by melee weapons. Combo attacks are extremely stamina intensive. The second attack consumes 2,000, while the third attack consumes a massive 3,000. Targeted attacks, on the other hand, don't consume any stamina, and even make you recover as much as standing still. Alright, for the next topic, let's talk about low stamina. When your stamina is below exactly 3,334, then you are considered at low stamina. This is when your character will get tired and refuse to run and do combos. There's some nuance here for high stamina characters. In terms of running, they behave like normal, with the same 3,334 threshold, but they can actually keep using combos until they deplete all their stamina. After this, they'll have a massive cooldown, but they can't do any combo attacks until they get over 10,000 stamina. No idea why it works like this. Another big nerf of low stamina is that you'll actually have half of your recovery rate. Run still costs 8 per frame, but you'll gain only 5 per frame when walking, and 10 per frame when sneaking or being idle. For high stamina characters, this nerf applies below 10,000. Enemy interactions can also alter your stamina. When you get grabbed by a zombie, your stamina will get frozen in place. Despite this, when you get a bounty burrow attack, your stamina will just increase like you're being idle. But the one big interaction we get between stamina and monsters is Chattur'gha horrors. These damn creatures will drain 3,000 stamina when you get hit by their idle electricity. And they get rid of all your stamina if you get hit by their stomp shock attack. If you've ever seen Karim, Max or Michael tired, it's probably because of this. We already established that every stat is correlated with an ancient, but what about stamina? Well, stamina is related to physical strength, and as such, it is related to health, and by extension, to Chattur'gha. We also saw some of this connection with the horror attacks, and another big implication is spells. The recovery spell allows you to recover some stats of a specific color. In the case of Chattur'gha recovery, it doesn't just give you health, it actually replenishes all your stamina as well. This is true for any level of recovery, 3, 5 or 7, as well as items that cast the spell, like Elia's necklace or Karim's amulet. Mantor recovery also has the same effect. What about the other recovery method, the pool spell? Well, this one's just broken. Chattur'gha and Mantor pool will replenish all your stamina every single second. Well, every 60 frames to be more exact. So you'll effectively never get tired while using these pools. This is an absolute must for run-heavy places, like the Necro City of Enga, or backtracking-heavy chapters, like Paul and Roberto. The last thing that recovers your stamina is some specific cutscenes in the game. In general, all the cutscenes that get saved in the pause menu will refill your stamina after you see them during your playthrough. On top of that, there are a couple more that will refill it too, like the Blowgut cutscene on Elia and the Excramasax cutscene on Anthony. Another interesting thing is that your character will recover stamina during some interactions, like B prompts and room transitions, as long as it's animated. Let's end this video with a very niche fun fact. What low stamina does is just trigger some specific animation and cancelling others, but there are ways around it. If you equip an unintended item using glitches, which we can do in Lindsay for example, then the game doesn't have a tire animation assigned to this item, resulting in your character being able to run forever even with 0 stamina. Which is interesting, although not that useful, considering you also won't have any attack animations. That does it for this class. I hope you're now a stamina expert, and you use some of this knowledge in your next playthrough. Be sure to subscribe for more Eternal Darkness content, eventually.